It is that time of year where we need to do our Christmas shopping, and trying to find tech items can be pretty confusing for some people. So this edition is the stocking stuffer edition. And if you do have no budget and want some more ideas, definitely check out the video that I have listed below, because that is a more broad tech guide. Whereas this, we are keeping it under $100. Australian dollars, because of course I am Australian. The point of this is a stocking stuffer or stocking filler, depending on how you say it. It might not fit in the stocking, but the point is a nice little cheap item that is just a fun little gift. So I've got some ideas. Let's get into it. I'm going to start off with one that might be a little bit strange, but I think everyone could use one of these, and it is a massage gun. A massage gun can be really expensive or it can be very cheap. And obviously the lower priced ones do have less speed and things like that. But this comes in handy for pretty much everybody. You might have a cramp, you might have had a long day and just want a little bit of pressure along your muscles. And I think this is a really good option. I feel like people who do a lot of exercise or are sports people, they're obviously going to have one of these, but the average person probably wouldn't even think of buying one for themselves. And I think it's actually very helpful. So this one is from Botico, and it is really nice and small and compact, really good for travel too. This one does come in a few different colors actually, but I picked up a purple one because, as you can see, purple is kind of my color. They are battery operated, of course. They do have different speeds, so it can go much faster or you can slow it down. Really good for all those aches and pains that you might get. I am an aches and pains sufferer. This might be a strange gift, but I think it's good to buy for people in your family or even for yourself if you're just after something that is not too expensive but can still do the job. This is really good. This is really good. And it comes with a bunch of different heads too. So you do have different options for different styles of pressure. It might not be something that you use all the time. So I don't think you need to spend higher price on these if you aren't utilizing it all the time. Of course, I'm not a health professional, so do seek advice first. I will say as a disclaimer before looking at getting one of these, but I personally think they are a lot of fun and super helpful for me. Let's move on to some audio, because again, it wouldn't be a Liessshy video without some audio, and I have two options here. For the gamer in your life, if you want something fun and colorful and funky, JBL Quantum 100 Mark II. These headphones are affordable. I think they come in at under like $70 if I remember correctly. And JBL have done some really nice changes to these. They've brought out a bunch of fun colors. So this one here is the amazing green, or cyan with purple, and they have upgraded the quality to include some fabric ear cups, which I think is much better than the cheap leather. These are so much more comfortable. These are a wired headset, meaning they will work on any device that has a 3.5mm headphone jack. So think your PlayStation, your Xbox, straight into the controllers, Nintendo Switch, your computer, you name it. And of course, it does have a microphone. So it is a chat-enabled headset. You can plug it in or you can detach it to, which is great. This is not strictly a gaming headset though. If you are someone that is on video calls or you work from home, these are a really good option because they don't cost too much. They still have very good sound, even though you're not getting your top of the range surround sound and things like that. But for working from home, you don't need that. You need something that's still going to isolate sound, and these will, because they are an over-ear cup. And there's a mute button on the back too, so you don't actually have to take the headset off or detach the microphone to mute yourself. If you are looking at gifting someone just a pair of earbuds and not necessarily a gaming headset, the JBL Wave Buds are a really cool option. So just a little earbud. They do have a charge case with them as well. I think they are some of the most affordable buds on the lower end that still give you a decent sound quality. Obviously there are better out there, but sometimes people don't care about that. They just want something simple for their daily walks, for some phone calls in the car. And even though there's no lid on it, they are magnetized very well in here. They do not fall out. As you can see, I have a lot of force, and they are not falling out of here. This one I think is an important gift, and it's a little bit of home security. This Tapo camera, I have the generation before, and I used to use that in my front window at my old house. I had a double story and I would have it sit in the front window upstairs, and it was fantastic because this is a pan and tilt camera, meaning it was full rotation, side to side and up and down. I could see everything, and the quality of this was more impressive than I ever thought it would be. It is a 2K resolution, which I think for $89 full price, That is incredible. The good thing with this camera is it does have an SD card, a micro SD card, but you also have the option to use cloud storage too through Tapo. The night vision on here is really good too. This is a new one that does have some AI features. Of course, AI is in everything now, but it's always been in everything. So don't let that scare you. It's more about like tracking people's faces and things like that. It still has two-way audio. It's very easy to set up. Home security can be really expensive, and if you're not prepared to spend the money on it, something as simple as this is a really good start. I have just a couple of little fun things here. If you walk into JB Hi-Fi, they have a lot of fun flea market stocking stuffers. I found this little leaf neon light, and I think it's gonna look really cute on the shelf behind me. Something like this is just fun for a desk or fun for a kid that wants a little bit of RGB in their room. I also found this at Kmart, which is just a little battery operated fan that apparently does have a power bank in there. I wouldn't trust that personally, but just a little fan for the hot Australian summer. Pretty handy. I actually need it for a trip. That's why I bought it. But now that I think about it, this is going to be a really good stocking stuffer. And speaking of power banks, in my full video, my non-budget gift guide, I talk about how a cheap power bank is not always great for the devices we have these days, because the batteries are a lot bigger and they need a little bit more juice to actually charge. But if you really are on a tight budget and need a power bank, something like this is a Signet Power Bank 5K, 5,000 milliamp hour battery pack power bank. It's okay for a quick little charge if you need a little bit of a boost, but I wouldn't rely too much on these to charge your full iPhone. It would be very slow. But I think it's all right for a kid. Just chuck it in their stocking, they're going to use it. Now the last item, I will say it is a little bit more than $100, but I wanted to include this anyway because point and shoot digital cameras are making a comeback. This specific one from Ilford is $119. I do have a Kodak one myself, but that's actually in the $200 price point. So I specifically bought this one to show you in this video because if you did want to go that little bit extra, over $100, I think this makes a really fun present for a young person or a young person in your life who's just hit 18 and likes to go clubbing and take photos, because this apparently seems to be the thing these days. But I think these are really fun. If you want that retro style image, you know, back in the thousands of when we were sitting there on MySpace taking photos of ourselves with our little digital pocket camera, this is a really cool item to chuck in the stocking, and it's pink. The color of this is absolutely gorgeous. Like, you can't go wrong with that. I think this is really, really cute. Perfect for a stocking stuffer. It's just a shame that it's over the $100 price point, but forgive me because it's not by much. So this has been just a little sit down. Here are some items that I think could make great stocking stuffers, and I hope that you have felt inspired with some of these devices, because like I said in my other video, which you should go watch, tech can be really hard to choose for gifts. If you know nothing about it, you kind of don't know where to begin, and it can be really overwhelming. But here are just some ideas that can be really fun Christmas presents to open on Christmas Day, no matter your age. And if you have no budget, definitely check out my other tech Christmas gift guide video. I'll leave it listed down below for you. Thank you so much for watching, and hit that sub button if you haven't already, because I'll catch you in the next video.